Pinduoduo coming down a little bit. K-Web just retraced 50% of that.
Let's go talk to
bottoming tail.
Talk to Dr. B. What's going on, Dr. B?
Hey, we're long Pinduoduo right now, PDD, and it's down about 26% on the day. And there's some amazing support here around. Let's see. Now, can they see my screen? Or
no.
Okay. So there's some amazing support here on the daily around basically $100. Right? So we typically look for that $100 even over Pierce. That's a big psychological level. And this will be the third hit on that trend line.
PDD can come
and,
down.
We'll likely get a bounce up here at about 108, 110. So we're just kind of keeping our eye on things. If you look at the 1 minute chart, which is where I live, you do have a falling wedge, all right, with some bullish divergence here. It's tough to see it here. I mean, you can't see my chart, but that bullish divergence there, so that down sloping price, up sloping RSI, right above support there. So
Alibaba did put a 10-minute topping tail in as the first candle of the day. The retrace was already hit, 50% retrace, $81.23. Alibaba is holding stronger than PDD for now.
So yeah.
Cool. Let's see. So Pinduoduo, we're long right now. I mean, what's the target on a stock that's fallen this much?
Pinduoduo, I think.
K-Web's playing out.
Probably,
the scanners playing out.
Falls 26%. Usually look for 10% of that movement, right? So 2.6%. The stock falls 10%. For 1%. Right? The stock, falls 50%. We're looking for 5% on that bounce.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Totally.
Awesome.
Thank you. Okay, let's
That's part of the game,
look at your profit and loss today.
Yeah.
That's
so tough. But yeah, I mean, I think at this point it's so oversold, and what I did was I inched in with a 1/10, slowly accumulating. So I got lots of maneuverability. So I'm pretty confident I can turn this around to be a nice profit. Mm-hmm. So we'll see.
Cool.
Looks like it's starting to bottom out here. Let's see if we get a bounce.
For sure.
Earlier this morning. Yeah, it got up to 244.
Markets again, guys, still just holding steady. No real bounce.
Yeah, it's up to 244.
Those lows.
And then I have a level at 248.75. But unfortunately, get up there as of right now. But still keeping my eye on it, and then we'll see what else kind of plays out.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, as you guys can see,
Red bar on the 1 minute.
You guys can hear Gareth right now. Our members,
So you can see right here, if you zoom in, it's kind of weird.
it's kind of tough because they can hear Gareth right now as well.
Okay.
They can hear Gareth. So
you should get that next
okay.
We're gonna wait for Gareth to finish talking.
A lot to see.
Yeah. Might take a while.
Might take a while, yeah.
Stop. Here we go. It's starting to push up.
So yeah, if
What's
you're
your
in the
average
live day trading room, you hear them
106.
talk with each other, kind of
106 and change here.
work it out,
Positions
work
here.
through different trades, like look at different charts, right? Like you're looking at something, Dr. B is looking at something different,
Yeah.
and Gareth is looking at something different.
106.75.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
All
right.
working together.
Yeah, just to remind you, you will have likely resistance right around 105.
So we muted everyone else except for us, so we're good now.
And that's the key.
I know.
If we can get
Is there anything else you're looking to
neutralized,
get
instead of
into
down
other
sloping
than
here and try
for
to
solar?
break above that.
Right now, there's just not enough.
Stock's down 20.
Enough
26%,
on.
so you should get a.
It's not an extended enough move for me to really be interested. But I,
Nice. Awesome. Took the
again,
bottoming tail and
still
came back
looking
$500
at,
bucks. Beautiful.
still hoping that First Solar goes back up. But we'll see.
All right. All right, Drew, what's going on?
Hey, good morning, Roddy. How you doing?
I'm good. Are you also in the PDD trade?
You know what? I was actually looking over at BABA. I didn't pull the trigger on the PDD yet this morning, but I was loving this gap fill right here, $81.04 with a negative sentiment of PDD. I looked at the next level down at $79.54, and I was almost going to start inching in right at this $80 level. As you see, price didn't get there. We put in a bottoming tail in BABA. So far, BABA's staying a little bit stronger than PDD. Wish I would have hopped on that gap fill. But again, just being a little cautious. Want to make sure I put out the best trade that we can capitalize on some profit.
So do you have an order in at 81.04?
No. This was the initial fall at the beginning of the day on the 10-minute candle. See how this candle pierced, went all the way down, got as low as $80.50 right on the dot, turned around and went higher. With this move down, PDD was also falling at the exact time. I had another level a little bit lower at $79.54. So I was thinking two things, that this level was going to be hit at $79.54, and also thought that $80 is such a big psychological number for it to get pierced. I was thinking it might move that way down since, again, PDD had a little bit more negative sentiment. But so far it seems that this first gap fill at 81.04 has held strong. BABA's just still maintaining price above the $81 figure at this moment.
So what would be a level that you'd be interested in getting into this trade?
Into BABA, if it were to come down, say within the next 10-20 minutes, hit this $79.54 level, I would be interested more in that. You can see if I scroll back, that's actually a gap fill right here on this day, back in August 15th.
I see that.
So with again, PDD right here, not really bouncing as much as we anticipated at the current moment. It's careful to be cautious in some of these positions, especially when PDD is down over 20%. BABA's only down 5%. So got to weigh the pros and the cons there, but it looks like initially that in the first gap fill turned out to be the level for BABA this morning.
Gotcha. Well, thanks for your time.
Hey, absolutely.
All right, guys. So again, we're in the PDD trade. We are trying to work it out. Again, these trades sometimes take a significant amount of time. Sometimes they take minutes to play out. Sometimes they might take hours or the entire day. But we're doing our best. Our traders are doing our best to maneuver through this trade, kind of looking for a bounce. And one of the things that we like to do is, when we see a stock has fallen so much, we like to go long because, there should be a bounce. So let's go back to Dr. B and see what's going on.
Hey, Lawton. Yeah, so this wedge here on PDD doesn't seem to be playing out like we normally see it, right? Typically, when you have a big wedge like this, you want to see a good swift breakout.
Yeah.
When you get to the termination of the wedge, but when it doesn't break out like that, that's when you can see potentially some bearish consolidation for a move lower. It looks like PDD wants to hit this $100 even number, so average is around 106, VWAP's at 105 basically. So that's the big line in the sand now.
So you need to get a pierce of that and then a pop, hopefully.
Yep.
With a target to the middle of VWAP?
I would say probably like 108
Your target?
would be where I'd see this thing bouncing. That would be about 5%, but
Your average is already at 106.
yeah, and again, I'm not in this myself, but the group is. The group is long.
All right, again, PDD trying here.
You see that consolidation right there?
Still
You don't want to really
looking for
see that after a wedge. You want to see a breakout, a retrace, and then a move higher.
wide range, right?
You're starting to see all of this bullish divergence here, and yeah, just like Gareth is talking about right now on the mic, it is vulnerable to breaking lower. I agree.
Cool.
Yeah. Let's check the multiplier bands here.
Yeah, asking about 3M.
Those are very helpful. Yeah, you see how it's below these
Yeah,
multiplier
it's
bands?
bouncing
here?
off of that band, the lower band.
Exactly.
Yeah, no,
So
you're.
that's
You're not gonna
resistance.
put
What you
something
could do here
up
is you could short this
4% on the day.
and then put your stop above this multiplier band.
Even though it is
So-
running into
So many different ways to play the markets, right? Short, long.
And Dr. B is actually coming up with a course dedicated to VWAP. If you guys are interested, that'll be really cool. I mean, that's something for me personally that I've started to learn a lot about and how powerful VWAP can be. So I'll let you get to it.
For sure, yep, thanks.
Go to Gareth.
Yeah, interesting. Hey, buddy.
So for PDD, how deep are you guys? Do you have more?
Yeah, I could add 6 more times.
6 more times.
6 more times.
Okay, so can you explain that to
Yeah,
the viewers?
so what I do is I divide my portfolio into tens. So like each position that I'm taking is a 1/10 of my portfolio, and I have 4-to-1 leverage. So technically, I can hold up to 4 positions at full positions. But as a day trader, especially on moves like with PDD, you have to be ready for these wild moves, right? Because that's what happens. I mean, these stocks can flush massively, as we're seeing. I mean, this is a $200 billion company down over 25%. Super rare, but that's what earnings do. So for me, what I'm doing is I like to start adding at 1/10, 1/10, 1/10, 1/10, and then usually towards as it gets more oversold, I'll do like a 2/10. Or a 2/10 and 2/10, and that brings my average down so that when we do get the inevitable bounce, we get in the money, we book our profit, and we say thank you very much to the market, right? So
Gotcha.
It's the strategy. It's a lot of it's the pre-understanding of strategy that puts you in a position that even when a position goes against you, you want to be able to maneuver.
Sure.
So
Where's the level that you'd be looking to add to your position?
it's getting there now. So basically what I do is I look at the volatility of the stock. How much is it down? And for PDD, it's every $2 essentially down. So I keep it very regimented because I don't want to let emotion dictate where I add at a different time. So it's very regimented. Like, okay, well, PDD every $2, do, and then once you add more towards the downside, like the 2/10, it brings your average down so much. Where then you just get a little pop in the money, book it, and you're on to the next one.
Cool. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, wild trading here, a little whippiness on PDD.
That in the past, some of our trades have kind of turned out really quickly, but I don't think this trade, I mean, it seems like they're going to average into it a little more and trying to get a better position average and look for a bigger gain on this. So I'm not sure that we'll be able to finish this up within these 15 minutes. But,
Maybe some shorts have to cover early
it just shows you how dedicated we are. Constantly analyzing the charts, trying to find the best position for our members, and hope you guys enjoy this setup. I mean, it's something definitely new from us. You'll be able to hear all the traders and kind of see the perspective. And we might do something else with that setup too, because I think it's cool. But guys, let us know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed this, if you liked the setup, if you thought it was weird. And as always, thank you for checking out Verified Investing. We'll see you later.
I'd like to show an interesting